everybody. Welcome aboard. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you. Starting another week off, kicking another week off, the first week in February. And this is Digestive Health Week, all week long, Digestive Health Week. We're going to be talking about different things relative to the digestive tract, the human digestive tract, all week long. And this Thursday evening is the first free webinar of 2013, first free webinar of 2013. If you're an avid listener of mine, then you understand that one of the things that we do, one of the services that we render here is an online health recovery subscription that you can purchase. And when you purchase my online health recovery subscription, you are given access to 4 live webinars a week. You are given access to, I think we have 25 or 30 archived webinars that you can point and click on 24 hours a day. I have all kinds of health information that's online that you can point and click on 24/7. And it's a wonderful way to increase your knowledge base about simple methods of health recovery, science-based, clinically verified methods of health recovery that guess who doesn't want you to know about? That's right, the man, Big Pharma. If you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, if you know there must be a better way, if you're looking for a better way to increase your health and get your body so healthy that you can safely, effectively, and affordably eliminate all prescription medications, safely, effectively, and affordably. Yes, it's true. I know you might not think it's true, but that's how far down the rabbit hole you have gone in your allegiance to MD-directed, pharmaceutical-centrist, reductionistic, allopathic medicine, which is what your MD practices, even though you did not know that. And in order to give you a little taste of what the webinars are like, in order to give you a free preview, a teaser, so to speak, this Thursday night, tell everybody you know about the online free heartburn webinar. I am intending to blow your mind and tell you everything that the MDs have gotten wrong about heartburn, which is practically everything, and to tell you also why their therapeutics, their antacids and their proton pump inhibitors and their approach towards heartburn generally is one of the worst, most juvenile, outdated, and dangerous therapeutics currently available anywhere in the United States. That's right, I said it out loud. Heartburn medicine is one of the most dangerous things you can take as far as prescription or over-the-counter meds go. Tune in this Thursday night. It's live. It's free. 8 o'clock Central Time. Get information by logging on to fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. Just came back from an event in Boston. We packed the house in Newton, Massachusetts, at the Crown Plaza in Newton. I think we had 85 people there on final count, and they stuck around for 4 hours listening to me talk about, number one, the problem with medicine as it's practiced in the United States. And number two, the solution to the healthcare crisis that we have here. You might be interested to learn that the United States spends 2 to 3 times as much per person per year in healthcare dollars, 2 to 3 times as much per person per year in healthcare dollars as members of every other industrialized nations do. Places like Ireland and France and Canada and Japan, Australia, right? Industrialized nations in the world have an average per capita amount that their citizens pay every year in order to stay healthy. In the United States, it's at the high end. We're 3 times as much. Our citizens pay 3 times as much per person per year for their health care, and for this exorbitant expenditure of funds, United States citizens are 38th in the world in their overall health, and we are 52nd in the world in our longevity. The average age of death here in the United States is 78, even though we do in fact have the genetic potential to make it to be 120. And interestingly enough, the average age of death of a homeless, alcoholic bum on the street, 48 years of age. So 48 years of age. So going to your MD gives you 30 extra years of life than if you just completely didn't take any care of your body whatsoever. And 30 years, hey, that's pretty good, Dr. G. Well, really? Is it? You have the potential to make it to 120. You're lucky if you make it to 80. And the last 20 years of your life ain't that pretty, are they? Right? You've got no hair. You've got 2 hearing aids. You're legally blind. You've got 4 fused vertebrae in your neck. You've got no gallbladder. You've got 1 kidney. You've had 5 knee surgeries. You have 5 different knee surgeries. Remember, you only have 2 knees. You have a fake hip. You have a fake shoulder. You need a prescription medicine to pee, a prescription medicine not to pee, a prescription medicine to fall asleep, a prescription medicine not to fall asleep, a prescription medicine for the high blood pressure, for the heartburn, for the insomnia, for the anxiety and panic attacks, so forth and so on. The golden years, brought to you by Bus Driver MD. We are a drug-addled, drug-crazy, MD idolizing country of fools. And I'm choosing my words correctly. MDs, since the early 1900s, have completely monopolized the medical theater here in the United States. And because they have monopolized the medical theater here in the United States with help from the pharmaceutical industry, of course, because they have monopolized the show, they're the only people that your insurance will pay for. Their medicine is the only medicine practiced at your hospital. It's the only medicine they make TV shows about. It's the only medicine you know anything about. And so when you're sick and in trouble, where are you going to go? You're going to go to your only option, the MDs. And even though the MD therapeutics fail us consistently, even though the MD therapeutics hurt us consistently, and even though MD therapeutics are the leading cause of bankruptcy and the leading cause of death, we continue to go to them. Why? Because they have been telling you for 100 years that I'm a quack, and that everybody but them is a quack, that they are the only people who practice medicine in the world, that everybody else practices some pseudo-scientific medical methodology which isn't worth 2 hoots. It's nonsense. It's propaganda. Quite frankly, it's a lie. 16 states have found their way to license and regulate the practice of naturopathic medicine. 16 states in the United States have found the wisdom to license and regulate the practice of naturopathic medicine. That's 16 out of 50. That means there are 34 states still under the thumb of Big Pharma. And, quite frankly, less than 4,000 licensed naturopathic physicians worldwide. Less than 4,000. You know how many medical doctors there are practicing medicine in the United States? Hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. Less than 4,000 licensed naturopathic physicians. Of that 4,000, less than 200, 250 maybe, somewhere in that ballpark, have more than 20 years of clinical experience. My profession is the smallest medical profession currently practicing in a licensed fashion in the United States. It's also the most rapidly growing medical profession, but quite frankly, even if naturopathic medicine all of a sudden tomorrow was licensed and regulated in all 50 states, there are not enough naturopaths to go around. There just aren't. It's a pure numbers game. So what did we decide to do in order to remedy this situation? Well, my colleague, Dr. Joel Wallach, the most experienced, most lauded naturopathic physician in the world, decided on purpose about 20 years ago to set up a company called Youngevity. Youngevity is an international vitamin nutritional supplement company. It's a networked business. It's set up as a network business. And Dr. Wallach, on purpose, went out of his way to set Youngevity up as a networked business. Why? Because healing is easy. Healing is not a sophisticated, complicated process that can only happen in multi-million-dollar hospitals. It's easy. Surgery is complicated. Healing is easy. So Youngevity was formed in order to spread the message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. And this is what we provide. We have science-based, clinically verified therapeutics that support and promote the health of your bones, support and promote the health of your joints, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, your skin, your brain, your central nervous system, your blood sugar, your weight. We have it dialed in. For most chronic health conditions, you don't need, individualized blood work. You don't need to go to a healthcare practitioner and get it all dialed in individually. There are generic, boilerplate therapeutics which are most effective most of the time for the majority of chronic diseases, because healing is easy. Our supposition, your body knows how to fix itself, your body wants to fix itself, and what do? We provide your body with the raw materials, the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids, the essential fatty acids necessary for your body to fix itself. We encourage you to stop eating food that's hurting the body and start eating food that's helping the body. We clean your diet up, give you the requisite nutrients that your body needs, increase your intake of a brand of nutrients called antioxidants, cancer prevention antioxidants. Take your antioxidants, clean up your diet, take the 90 essential nutrients every day, live long and prosper. This is our motto. You've been duped, ladies and gentlemen, by 100 years of pharmaceutical profiteering. Healing is easy. You don't need a specialist to help your body recover from the majority of chronic health conditions. You don't. Give us a try for 90 days. Give our therapeutics a try for 90 days. Support and promote the ability of your body to fix itself for 90 days. Sit back and judge for yourself. Judge for yourself. Longevity, Dr. Wallach's company, has grown 400% in the last 12 months. Went from $20 million in sales per year to $80 million in sales. That's not bad in this economy in 1 year. You know how we did it? Because it works. This is the best kept secret in medicine. It's the best thing to happen to medicine since the invention of the sterile technique, and I am doing my very best to make it no longer a secret. Big Pharma does not want you to know what I know. Come to the webinars, bring your friends and family to the radio station, bring your friends and family to the live events when they're happening. Whatever you do, get informed, take your health back, because healing, ladies and gentlemen, is easy. William is up first with a question about high blood pressure, I think. William, thanks for the call. You are live.
Thank you. I've been taking the Z-Radical for some time now, and my blood pressure is still sometimes fluctuating, and I'm wondering, so what else can I do naturally to help me with my blood pressure?
All right, thanks for the call, William. I'll answer this very easily. Well, first of all, you need the right dog for the right job, right? You wouldn't use a blowtorch to cook your food, right? You wouldn't use a jack that jacks your car up to lift your house off of its foundation. It's just the wrong tool for the job. Z-Radical, which is a really fantastic nutritional supplement. And by the way, I gave a webinar about Z-Radical about 3 weeks ago, and it's in the archive sections of my Health Recovery online subscription service. Z-Radical contains a sea vegetable extract called fucoidan. There are over 1,000 published studies about fucoidan showing its efficacy for many different health conditions. It has anti-cancer properties. It has immunostimulating properties. It stimulates stem cell activity. Holy smokes, it's a great product. However, the main cause, from our point of view, of high blood pressure is not enough calcium and not enough magnesium. So, regretfully, Z-Radical is just the wrong supplement to take in order to get on the other side of high blood pressure issue. So, remember, this is a holistic therapeutic, and what we've noticed, what we've recognized, after 3, 4, 5, 6 decades combined clinical experience between Dr. Wallach and myself and the other members of the Scientific Advisory Board of Longevity, there are 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs, and the human body works in a holistic manner. If you just give calcium and magnesium, as most people would consider doing in a case of high blood pressure, because holy smokes, that's the main cause of it, not enough calcium and magnesium, so why don't we just do that? Well, you could, but you'll get a much better, more bang for your buck if, instead of just doing fractionated nutrition like that, just giving a couple of things, calcium and magnesium, 2 nutrients, instead of just doing that, it's better to give all 90 essential nutrients and a little extra calcium, because what the fellows say, the leg bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone, and so forth and so on. Don't get me started. One of these days I'm going to sing the entire radio show, and that will be a day for the record books. but I digress. So because it's a holistic situation, we give all 90 essential nutrients, and in this case, because there's a calcium and a magnesium deficiency, extra calcium and magnesium for maybe 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, maybe 12 weeks, depending. So the recommendation, William, is really easy. In order to support and promote the health of your circulatory system in the face of a definitive diagnosis of high blood pressure, the recommendation is 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 extra bottle of something called Cal Toddy. Cal Toddy is a SuperLife product, and SuperLife is a subsidiary, as is the Escape company of Youngevity. Escape is the company that makes the Z-Radical that William likes. So get 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month and 1 extra bottle of Cal Toddy. Do that for 90 days, and if your blood pressure doesn't come down noticeably, gradually, even rapidly, within 90 days, I'll eat my hat. Now, as always, to facilitate the absorption of the nutrients into the body, in addition to taking the requisite amounts of the 90 essential nutrients plus whatever extra add-ons we do, the recommendation, of course, is to stop eating food that's punching holes, so to speak, in your body's nutrient tank. Because if we're pouring the nutrients in the top, but they're leaking out the bottom before they get into the body, because you're eating all the wrong foods all the time, that's spitting into the wind. It's just a fool's errand. So you will dramatically increase the effectiveness of any nutritional support program by eliminating the 10 bad foods from your diet. So take the Healthy Start Pack, the extra bottle of Cal Toddy, and eliminate the 10 bad foods. To get that list, just go to fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com, and opt in for my free newsletter. It's right there on the front page, and we will automatically send you the list of good food, bad food. So check it out. The other thing you need to know, William, is this therapy is like never fail fudge. So as you're pursuing it, make sure you're measuring your blood pressure every day, because as it comes down, you're going to need to withdraw the meds, hopefully with medical supervision, and then life is good. Carrie's up next with a question about lungs. Thanks a lot for the call, Carrie. You are live.
Hey, this is Terry, T-E-R-R-I.
Oh, hey, Terry. Sorry about that. Thanks for the call.
That's okay. And what I'm calling about is I am a alpha-1 antitrypsin deficient, and it's a liver-lung issue.
Okay.
Are you familiar with alpha-1?
I am.
Okay. Well, my question is this. What would help my situation? My lung function is at 35, and my antitrypsin level is 28, which is very low because normal is from 90 to 200.
Okay, so how old are you, Terry?
I'm 66.
And when were you diagnosed with this?
I was originally diagnosed in 2006, and I had been living, which I didn't realize this, to 2010. I had bought a refurbished house, rehabbed house, and found out at the end of 2010 that the house was full of mold, all kinds of mold. Black mold, aspergillus, penicillius, about 10 different kinds. And so now we're thinking that is what triggered my alpha-1, because it's a genetic thing, but I was perfectly healthy before that.
Well, look, so so this is an interesting thing to talk about, and really, this is a complicated issue as to whether it's genetic, whether it's not. I mean, you can make the argument that everything's genetic because, everything comes from, we all go back to one single cell, and that one single cell, it's all chromosomes and DNA, and so everything that happens in the human body is related to some type of genetic expression, whether it's a true expression or a faulty expression or whatever. And what I want to tell you about that is that the MDs move the goalposts all of the time. First they tell us that it's genetic, and then when we start to fix the things that they tell us are genetic, they move the goalposts and they say, well, it's not really genetic, it's epigenetic. And what the heck does that mean? Nobody really knows. Now, it's curious, don't you think, that, for goodness sake, your sex is genetic, The color of your eyes is genetic. The color of your hair is genetic. And these things were built in from birth. You don't all of a sudden, be born as a woman, and then when you're 26 or 36 or 46 or 56, all of a sudden spontaneously change into a man. That's not how it goes. So I personally am not convinced, quite frankly, that it is in fact a genetic illness. And why am I not convinced of this? Because, I know how MDs think. I've seen their handiwork for over 24 years of clinical experience, and quite frankly, I'm just not convinced. However, there's something that's going on here, right? There's something that's problematic. Now, it's entirely possible that there was mold exposure that triggered the whole darn thing. That's entirely possible. It's also entirely possible that, this is a function of aging, the aging process, and your body as it gets older, because of the way that we eat in the United States and the lack of nutritional supplements that we do, our nutritional tank gets less full and less full and less full and less full, and now we're running on fumes and something breaks. Or, we get a genetic expression, an epigenetic gene expression or whatever it may be. So regardless of whether there's a genetic component or not, what we do is provide the raw materials that your body needs to optimize its function, stop eating food that's gumming up the works, get out of the way, and see how far back your body bounces. Now, because this particular illness has its center of gravity in deficient lung function. Most people that get this, even if they're not smokers, they get asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. For goodness sake, you can even get emphysema-like symptoms associated with this diagnosis. So what I would recommend that you do for 90 days as an experiment is the following. Do one anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Do one bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, stopping at 4 bottles per month. If you're 250 pounds, or over 200 pounds, I still only want you to do 4 bottles a month. And last but not least, well, there's actually 2 other things that you can do. Because we're supporting and promoting lung function, we emphasize essential fatty acids, especially omega-3 essential fatty acids. So in this regard, the best thing for you to take in the longevity family would be something called Prohoba Omega. So get 1 bottle of Prohoba Omega, and then if it's in the budget, and that's kind of the baseline boilerplate medical nutrition program that I would recommend. The anti-aging healthy start pack, appropriate for body weight, the selenium, appropriate for body weight, and 1 extra bottle of Prohoba Omega. Now, if there's still money in the bank account on your monthly budget, get as much Z-Radical, Z like zebra radical, as you can afford. 1 bottle a month, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, I don't care. Get 8 bottles a month if you can. And take it all. And you're going to love how everything tastes, by the way. And you're going to love how this stuff makes you feel, because as you fill your body's nutrient tank up, switches start to turn on that have been dormant for decades. So take those nutritional supplements for 90 days. Eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet. That's mandatory in this case, because one of the things that tends to happen here with things that we consider epigenetic, there's like some type of faulty gene expression that's happening here, maybe, kind of, sort of, who knows, but maybe. Well, it's rational to conclude that one of the things that triggers this, very much like mold exposure, is consistent consumption of all the wrong food. So, just like if you move into a house and there's a big, mold vector, and you're inhaling large amounts of that stuff every day, even if it's moderate amounts of that stuff every day, that's going to be a net negative stress to the body. Well, think about the net negative effects of eating all the wrong food all the time. Eating all the wrong food all the time. It's only a matter of time before those chickens come home to roost, so to speak, and there could have just been a confluence of events, that decades of eating all the wrong food and the exposure to the mold kind of caught up to you, and each triggered the other, and then your body broke at its weakest point, whatever. So in order to strengthen the body, which is our underlying motive here, right, to strengthen the body from the inside out, it's prudent to eliminate food that develops a net negative, nutritional influence on the body. You wouldn't be wanting to eat poison every day. You certainly wouldn't eat rat poison every day because it would kill you over time. You wouldn't want to expose yourself to food that has asbestos in it, right, because it would kill you over time. You wouldn't want to be doing small amounts of hemlock, right, because that would kill you over time. Well, it's the same with food. So please visit the website, fireyourmdnow.com. Log on to or sign up for the free monthly newsletter, and when you do that, the system will automatically give you the list of the 10 bad foods and show you a little video that explains why. So clean those foods up, take those nutritional supplements for 90 days, 90 days, and see how it affects your lung function. And Terry, one more thing. Remember, this is a holistic treatment, so the treatment here is not specifically on the lungs. The treatment here is not specifically in alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. The treatment here is a Terry treatment, right? This is designed to support and promote the ability of your body to function at an optimal level because everything's connected. So once you start the program moving forward, in addition to paying attention to what happens to your lungs, please also pay attention to what happens to your energy, your mood, your sleep, your sex drive, your appetite, your weight, and other little aches and pains and things that might be bothering you throughout your life. Because, everything connects here, and in any event, we never treat diseases because diseases don't really exist in real time. You can't bring me a box of asthma, right? You can bring me a box of apples, but you can't bring me a box of asthma. Asthma is it's a word that we have created to describe a set of symptoms which are happening inside of a living, breathing human being. And inside a living, breathing human being, everything is connected. So take the nutritional program, clean your diet up, and see how it affects you across the board. And then give me a call back, because we like to keep track of these things. And by the way, thank you for calling. Thank you for taking a step on your own behalf outside of the conventional box of conventional medicine. It could in fact turn out to be one of the best choices you've made in your adult life so far. Thank you so much for the call, Terry. Now, folks, this is Digestive Health Week. This Thursday night, it's the first free webinar of 2013. It's all about heartburn. And let me tell you something. What you think you know about heartburn is wrong. There's no politically correct way to say it. What you have been taught about heartburn is wrong. And what you don't know when it comes to health is going to heal you or it's going to kill you. And come on board to Thursday night's webinar to catch a clue and to dramatically increase your knowledge base so that you can increase your health as you move forward through the landscape of your life. Because what is life? Well, it's one giant bowl of stress. I mean, no matter which way you shake it, even if you're Steve Jobs, right? Even if you're the richest man in the world, the sheik from Arabic, with $1 billion a day in oil revenue rolling into the banks, you're still subject to the stress of life. There's viral stress, there's bacterial stress, there's the stress of climate change, there's the stress of seasonal weather change, there's mold stress like Terry was talking about, there's emotional stress, political stress. A lot of people are having financial stress right now. The stress of life is upon us every day. It's a part of life. Well, you wouldn't go outside in the dead of winter in 0-degree snowing weather to shovel your driveway in a bathing suit, would you? No, you wouldn't do that because the stress of the cold weather could hurt you, could kill you, for goodness sake. You stay out too long in your bathing suit in 0-degree weather, you're going to die. So what do? You put your snowsuit on. You put your socks and your boots and your scarf and your hat and your gloves and your snowsuit on, right? To guard yourself against the stress of the cold weather. Well, to guard yourself against the stress of life, clean your diet up, increase your intake of antioxidants, and most importantly, fill your body's nutritional tank every day right to the brim with the 90 essential nutrients. And the easiest way to get that is one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. The easiest way to increase your antioxidant activity in your body is by taking 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And then what's the icing on the cake? Eliminate the bad foods. Eat the good foods. Salt your food every day so that it tastes good. Holy smokes, you're going to love how you feel. And quite frankly, you're going to love what you'll be able to cook when you get on board the Longevity train, because what do? We teach you how to live long and, if you want, to prosper. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. 866-582-9933. Lines open. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Winding down the first hour of Fire Your MD Now. It is Digestive Health Week, so let's talk about this. The process of human digestion is simple. The only thing that is necessary in order for you to digest nutrients out of food is for your body to break the food down into a small enough size so that it can be absorbed through the wall of the small intestine and get into the bloodstream. That's the process of digestion. It is to break the food molecule down into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pieces so that then it can absorb easily and readily through the walls of the small intestine. And that's how we get nutrition into the bloodstream. And so here's an anatomical breakdown of the human body's digestive tract. First, we have the mouth with the tongue, the salivary glands, and the teeth. It's the job of the teeth to do the lion's share of chopping up food, to break down the cell walls inside the food, and to really take the biggest bite out of the size of the food, right? That's the purpose of the teeth, to chop the food up into smaller and smaller pieces, grind it up, chop it up, chew it up into smaller and smaller pieces, and then it mixes with saliva. Saliva is in the mouth all of the time. I don't know if you've ever had the embarrassing moment where you've been talking to somebody or you yawn or something and all of a sudden a little jet of water, tiny little jet of water squirts out of your mouth. That's your salivary glands acting up. Salivary glands squirt out saliva. Saliva is the first stage of liquid chemical digestion. So your body has mechanical digestion, that is the teeth, and then it has chemical digestion, which is saliva and stomach acid and bile and pancreatic acid and other digestive juices that are squirted into the digestive tract as you swallow food. All right? So we got, a carrot. We're eating a carrot, and first the teeth chop it up, grind it up, mash it up into smaller carrot-sized pieces, and then those mix with saliva and start to digest chemically, and then we swallow the food. The food goes down our throat and dumps into a great big bag of acid, which is about the size of your fist. Your stomach is a little bit bigger than the size of your fist. And, of course, the great big bag of acid in the human digestive tract is the stomach. Now, the stomach is a very, very interesting organ. And we're going to talk at length about the stomach health on Thursday. Thursday being the day of the live webinar. A live webinar on heartburn, why everything that your MD told you is wrong, that's the reason that your MD is the most dangerous person on the face of the planet. And it is the single biggest reason why you should fire your MD, why you should fire anybody that prescribes an antacid or a proton pump inhibitor. They need to be fired immediately because their understanding of human physiology is juvenile, outdated, and dangerous, quite frankly. If your medical doctor told you that arthritis was caused by a possession of your body by evil spirits, you probably would think twice or three times before you went back to them. Well, their understanding of heartburn is of the same ilk. They are 100% wrong. The problem with the MDs is they don't know they're wrong when they're wrong, and they're wrong most of the time. So check it out this Thursday. It's a free webinar, and you can get information about it by going to fireyourmdnow.com. It's right there on the front page. Click on the link, and you can join us this Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central Time. And remember, if you're not able to make the live webinars, we archive all of them. So we've got the mouth and the teeth and the saliva, and then the stomach, which is a big bag of acid, and then we've got the small intestine after the stomach. Small intestine is where everything gets absorbed into the bloodstream. Small intestine is where all of the nutrients that are in your food and drink get absorbed into the bloodstream. This is where everything happens. And then the stuff that the body hasn't been able to digest, it expels from the body. And the organ of expulsion of undigested food is, of course, the colon, which is more commonly referred to as the large intestine. At any phase of this long supply chain in the digestive tract, if anything goes wrong, it has a ripple effect on the entire digestive tract, which is why the naturopathic doctors argue that digestion, proper digestion, is one of the keys to long life and health. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, coming back after these messages.